Now, a couple of days back, I spoke to a boy who's about 14 years old, and I felt the way from our conversation, and I could tell he wasn't in a good place. And I asked him what's going on, and this is what he had to say to me. He said his father felt like he's falling. I said, how do you mean you're falling? Because I actually think he's a very smart, sweet boy. I feel he's one of the sweetest 14-year-old boys that I know. He said his father thinks that because he took first position in JSS1, and so now that he's in SS1 third term, and he has come back home with 5 distinctions, 3 Bs and 3 Cs, his father feels that he's falling because he has not been able to take first position. That's not to say he hasn't come home with good results. He's come home with 8 distinctions. He's come up with different, but he has never gone below not having A's. I think the least number of A's he's had is 5 A's. And, that this was a repeated conversation of how much of a failure he is. To this end, his father cut him off from the musical club. To this end, his father cut him off from playing soccer at school and all of those things. And the child was in a place of frustration and high-level stress. And you know what happened? I was in tatters. You know why I was in tatters? Now, Howard Gardner, I beg your pardon, has a theory that has postulated, of course, that there are 9 forms of intelligence. You have the logical and mathematical intelligence, you have the musical intelligence, you have the linguistic intelligence, you have the interpersonal intelligence, you have interpersonal relationship intelligence, you have the body kinesthetic intelligence, you have, did I say logic and mathematics? You have the naturalistic intelligence, you have the existential intelligence. I don't know, I think I've mentioned about 8 or 9. You have different forms of intelligence. In this part of the world where we come from, we feel very good when our children come back with awards rated by their class teachers, some of whom are not even as efficient or not even as intelligent as your children. My apologies, not to run anybody down. Yes, my apologies. We already have a system that doesn't have some of the best classroom teachers because teachers are not priority in this part of the world. And so we have systems that are working against helping children harness their various forms of intelligence. And we sit down. It is wrong. It is wrong for a parent to rate their child's performance based on the classroom or based on their academic performance. They have various forms of intelligences. So I want to talk about undue or unnecessary parental pressure. Unnecessary parental pressure, you know what it does to your children? Anxiety, loss of self-esteem, stress and depression. It does all of that, and it even puts a strain on the relationship between the parent and the child. Unhealthy comparison between siblings and their sibling. When your children come back with their results, this is third term, so we're going to be seeing that anytime soon. If for those of you who do it anyway, you bring the results out and you compare the children based on their classroom work. And I ask you a simple question: did you do better than these children when you were in school? Okay, those people who came for first position when you people were in school, I want to ask you a very pertinent question. Where are they today? What are they doing today? This boy said to me that the father has cut him off from all forms of interaction. The only thing he does is read, and that is an accident waiting to happen. You're pushing this child to the precipice, because I can tell you for a fact that this child has innate ability, talent, skills, and you name it. You cut him off from everything just because you want him to read. That child is gradually slipping into depression, and it hurts me so much. We have to stop on our undue or parental pressure, unrealistic parental pressure on children. Now, how this happens is because we expect certain distinctions, certain results from unrealistic results, of course. Now, let me explain to you. There is only a limit to which a child can express or perform. And I want to ask you, upon what premise, upon what module, upon what curriculum are you grading your child? Because we are growing children, the tendency for us to expect much more that they can perform is high. That is why parents must always come to the place of auditing their parenting skill. Parents must always come to the place of calling themselves to order. Parents must always come to a place of, self-awareness, a place of information gathering as to, is this child actually meeting her milestones? To what degree can I support this child? Am I giving this child enough room to spread their wings and fly? What am I doing that is right, or what am I? I know it's not easy to be a parent. It's not easy to have a child in your purview. But parenting is absolute consciousness. We must help these children express their various forms of intelligences, because, look, listen to me. People are making it in different areas of life. People are doing phenomenal things. And some of these people, I cannot tell you that I know that I'm proud of their classroom work. It is not that. Some of the wealthiest men in the world are not even the ones who were the first position people. Can we please just sit down in one corner with this? This is third term in the part of the world where I come from. And the tendency or the possibility that when your children come home with their results, you're going to put them down. Some of you, not all of you though, because we need to learn how to work with these children, make them feel comfortable, and applaud them through all of their strides. It is very possible for children to express themselves in different ways because you know what? The principles in one way or the other that they excel in other areas is applicable. These principles are applicable even to the academic pursuits. All they need is your support. And so we are building a community of parents who are consciously raising their children. When we are speaking about these things, I know that we have these communities everywhere, but this community is the one you can relate with. You'll see the WhatsApp group on your screen. And so on the 12th of June, we're going to talk about, structured and unstructured play and how it helps children in all ramifications of their life. You're invited. It's absolutely free. We just want to have valid conversations. Keeping it out there. We need people who are interested in these conversations. That's why we have a community. So we are not just going to be throwing out stuff out there. We need to know that you're interested. This is what can help you. This is what will work for you. We need to hear you. We need to feel your pulse. And of course, help where your frustrations are alarming. You have yourself a fantastic time. Take it easy on your children and avoid placing unnecessary pressure. Pressure parental expectations. Just cut it out. Cut it off. The children are fantastic. You have yourself a fantastic time. My name is Diana Mary Zan, for those of you who don't know. Salut.